back to Historical Side-Eye Part 3 to Inglewood Park Cemetery. We left off last time at this fourth fountain that I had found. So let's keep going and check out the next building. Again, columns. We got this sash here on the ornamentation on the outside. Stained glass window, variation of the quadrifoil, and also has like a fleur-de-lis on the inside. And here's the other doors on the other side. It had these little copper vents going on. This stained glass window seems to have the portals or shields with the hanging fruit. And they're covering it up with some modern pieces and some trees. Then in between the buildings there was a gate, so of course, in the spirit of things, I had to open it up and take a look inside. There were these windows on the bottom. And lots of extra building materials that they're using. So underneath we had this pattern, and then something down there. And through here you can see the church and the stained glass windows. And then another building, Inglewood Mausoleum. It's got all the reefs up here. Sorry the door picture was blurry, but consistent to other doors we've seen on the property. Now check this out. This is also like something we saw in the earlier parts. But if we look up on the top, we see something that we saw in episode 3, the Second Church of Christ Sciences. In the middle and on the sides, we have that leaf pattern. So again, it's just a lot of attention to detail, how the same details are showing up in different areas. Here it kind of looks like almost like South American or African, like a headdress maybe. But we'll see other depictions of that. And on the inside, another stained glass window with columns and this beautiful dove. And here we see on the four corners that same pattern. Now we'll continue our tour around. And here's some more, what I think used to be fountains. So just an abundance of waterworks on the property. Here's another great door. Sorry, not so clear. And this on the inside. Another beautiful stained glass piece of artwork depicting columns and a character here with this musical device that we see in a lot of places and that I'll be showing you on future episodes. And we got some more fruit outside, grapes and some symbols. And this is the back side of the stained glass window. Got the meander. And this big rock outside. And behind it, a statue with a tree growing over it. We got the flower pattern again. And this is interesting. We got the Freemason sign in the middle. And then this. Going the same direction over here. This one going the same direction over here. Then this one going in the opposite direction. More wreaths. A fleur-de-lis on the side here. This one's got a lot of designs on it. And this part looks like what you would find in a wrought iron fencing. Nice statue, arch, and the 4-leaf flower symbol. And then we got the Egyptian influence again with the wings. And in the center, a sphere representing the sun. And on the inside, another stained glass depiction of a scene here with columns. And looks like Sargon being placed in the basket, or a more recent version of that story, Moses. And then on the door we got the lotus flowers and the sphere sun, the wings, and some serpents here. More columns. This one has the teeth on the top and the little leaf pattern that we saw, well, that we've seen everywhere. And the urns. Which also have like the teeth on them. They look like flames. This one also has the channel cut into it. Here you can see the lotus flowers on the door and on the columns. Here it's blurry, but looks like the picture I showed you of the carvings in Egypt in part 2, which had the open and close lotus flower. And on this one, see it a little better. And here we got the wings again, a sphere for the sun, and then these snakes or dragons, serpents. Take a good look at these faces, because at the end of this episode we're going to see something similar. And there's that channel cut in around the structure, which I think probably had water or some sort of liquid in there that contributed to the function of this structure. And then copper vents, which have the details of the lotus flowers. Sorry that it's blurry, but a lot of attention to detail. And then we saw this structure on the way out. Not the typical shape that I see a lot, but interesting nonetheless. So that wrapped up our first visit. There is enough there that we had to go back again on another day, which will be the final part 4. But for now, a little bonus, just to show the synchronicities of what's going on out there. After this visit, we went to eat, and this was the artwork on the walls. Not the best pictures because the lighting was terrible in there, but here, depiction of Chicago. And we got this huge building here, clock tower, and columns, spires, everything. Even on the next building over, some sort of spires. Even the bridge here has a portal and maybe some sort of obelisk and a bas relief sculpture there. Same with this one. Huge buildings in the background that have these other structures on the top. Look kind of like bell towers. And this one, Chicago World's Fair, Century of Progress. And the person's has the wreath in their hair. And on the disc here we got the buildings. Looks like a little, maybe a lion and a obelisk, and all the buildings we're familiar with. Chicago Transit Authority, showing the railway. And this building over here has the arched windows and the keystones. Big building with a spire. Just amazing coincidence. And then Chicago World's Fair, Century of Progress, 1883, 1933. This one's a beautiful piece of artwork. And again, more are these buildings? And outside, maybe the next couple doors down, we took a little walk looking for things while we waited for the food to get ready. And right here we got wrought iron with a shield, fleur-de-lis, arch, and bricks. And then just look at the faces here on these serpents. Snakes. To me, they look just like what we saw in the cemetery. But that's for you guys to decide. Well, I'm going to wrap it up right there. Next time, we will conclude our visit to Inglewood Cemetery.
There's got to be more to this thing we call time, cause the future can be seen in terms of straight lines. So combine the sight of instincts and wisdom's eyes, stroke the lows and highs of this ride we call life.